I just have this feeling like in South Bombay, it's like, most people know most people over here, and the visions, perspectives, opinions, values are all more or less on a similar line of people over here. But you go there and it's like a full culture shift. No one knows who you are. You don't know who anyone is.
Right, with me today here is Nirvaan Birla, the man behind Birla Brainiacs and Birla Open Minds. Nirvaan, welcome to Candid Conversations. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Kabir. Thanks for having me and glad to connect with you over here.
Great. Okay, so starting off, right with Birla Open Minds and Birla Brainiacs, the first thing which I wanted to ask you was, coming from the Birla family, you have a lot of other options to get into lifestyle or the real estate or other options. So why did you
Right.
choose to go with the edtech platforms and e-learning and education as such?
Right. Because, I mean, there are a couple of reasons as to why I made that decision. One was when I came back from London after finishing my master's. My father had actually started Birla Open Minds around 10 to 12 years ago, which is when it was more of a small scale business, and it had a couple of other verticals, not mainly focused on just education of K-12 and CBSE schools. And at that point of time when I returned, no one was directly taking charge of that business, and no one was looking at the day-to-day operations. So obviously there was a kind of a vacuum, which is where an opportunity for me came up, to get into the company, to the business, to learn the ropes.
Hmm.
Because in our family business, we believe that, you have to earn your place, and no matter, whatever your past or stature or anything is. So, like, even with Birla Open Minds, I started off as a business development executive down the ranks, and gradually I moved up. And at that point, I was actually thinking maybe I should work in a few outside companies, get a little more experience. But actually, it was my mother's intuition that she told me that I think this would be a good fit for you.
Hmm.
You can take this on well. So that's how I started my career with in the education space, and then built on what my father started, and then went on to start my own verticals through Brainiacs, through Birla Brainiacs. And also why, as to answer your question, why I stuck with education in particular, because for me, education kind of my personal and inner objective also in life. Because my inner objective purpose in life is always to kind of spread knowledge to others, and to uplift other people who have probably not been given the opportunity that I have. And what better way to do that than with education? Like, even as a kid, I have been known to give lectures to a lot of people. So I think that kind of manifested in my future career.
Okay, okay. And now the latest phenomenon which everybody seems to be talking about is Chat GPT, right? People are making their college essays through Chat GPT. People are writing
Yeah.
articles to Chat GPT. There was some criminal or something who's trying to find a way out of Australia through Chat GPT. So there's all sorts of stuff happening. Now, what is the impact, according to you, of Chat GPT, which is going to have on the education sector?
Right. So I don't think there's anything to be skeptical or worried about regarding the impact on the education space of ChatGPT, because I only think that it's going to build the education better. It's going to uplift the methodology. So it's basically in a couple of ways it's going to help the students. A is it's going to allow them to do additional reading, so to
Hmm.
further build their skill set. So whether it's a project or homework or exam study, past examination papers, assessments, kind of customized to where their weak points are. So an additional tuition teacher to their school for them. So in that way, it's going to help them more. Also, it will solve language barriers because, so for example, in our company, Birla Open Minds, we have 130 schools all across the
Hmm.
in over 20 different states. So basically, there are a lot of different linguistic methodologies that we have to adopt. Like in some of our schools, we give level of English. Some of our schools we have to give higher level of Hindi according to the the state requirement. So I think Chat GPT will help the education space with this also because once where there are language barriers or where there are some proficiencies or deficiencies in language, I think Chat GPT will be that bridge between the teacher or the educator and the student. So I don't think I think it's it's an optimistic and a progressive output that Chat GPT is going to have. And where there is little bit worries, I think in college, like as you mentioned earlier, because a lot of the examinations, assessments, everything is built in kind of a self-sufficient and online model where the student has to do most of the research and most of the assessments without the human touch and most of it online. So there they will have to, which I just read an article actually, they will have to start building tools and tech to prevent students from using that, to cheat and to gain merits elsewhere. So yeah, that's what I feel. Also, as an overview, because I've also read a lot that people are worried that based on like that full Terminator movie, that tech is coming over and Chat GPT is coming up and people's jobs are going to get threatened and all of that. I don't think that's the case. I think AI has been in the making for a couple of years now, and it's being integrated slowly and steadily with each and every sector.
Hmm.
Is kind of an advanced AI, but I don't think it's going to put people out of jobs or anything like that because I think it'll only, in fact, add on to more jobs because there'll be a lot of ancillary jobs that come in addition to Chat GPT. For example, even if you get a Chat GPT bot to do what your sales guys would do for you, that would just be the first round because at the end of the day, the customer or the student or the stakeholder would always like that personal human touch and that final touch to close the deal or the process.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope. Probably that is what happens. The fact that it doesn't, eat into the job market as such, and of course, your
Yeah.
references to like you said, the Terminator movie. It's always good to
Yeah.
have more movies from the franchisee and Arnold returning, no matter whether he's 72 or 75 or 80, but not something like that in real life, I guess.
Yeah. Like
What are
their
your?
version.
You were saying
Hello?
sorry?
Yeah, I was saying he's like their version of our Rajnikant.
Yeah, but I mean, if you ask me, Arnold is Arnold. In fact, I think one day it's going to be proved in the future that he is not human, he's an alien because of all that he achieved in his life. That's what I
Yeah.
really feel. Now,
Yeah, I
as far as
think
your
so too.
career is concerned, do
Yeah.
you have any sort of benchmarks that this is the ultimate aim which I want to sort of reach at, or where I want to go, maybe as far as the number of schools are concerned, or the
Mm.
lives impacted as such?
Yeah. Oh no, so 100%. So for open minds, I think we want to reach a global scale. We are the second largest franchising K-12 company in India. And yes, I want to be top in the world in terms of K-12 franchisees. So I have my vision is how Starbucks is for coffee, or how McDonald's is for fast food, or how Nike is for sportswear. I want Birla Open Minds be that for education. So from cradle to career, that's our main motto. So we want to fulfill the education needs of each from all the way from preschool till college.
Okay, okay. I mean, pretty detailed aims and obviously very long-term aims, what you're looking at. Now,
Yeah.
moving on from the business side of things, when you moved to London for your studies, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Being raised in India, in South Bombay, then moving to London. Obviously, there was a great deal of independence which was there, but was there like a big change in lifestyle? sort of once you went to London? What was that like?
No, 100%. Like I mean, I would refer this question actually to the Game of Thrones series. Have you seen the Game of Thrones series by any chance?
I am actually one of the very few Indian journalists who's actually interviewed some of the Game of Thrones stars also. I interviewed the first mountain, that Gregory or whatever his name was.
No way.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, wow.
yeah,
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, so basically, I mean, there's a scene towards the end where the Night Watch tells Jon Snow that kill the boy and the man, and so the man can be born.
yeah,
So that's what I always think, because it was like a full game changer for me. Because of course the masters that I did at university and the work experience I got there for 1 year as well. But more than that, it's this whole bubble, like you very well mentioned, this whole bubble of South Bombay that I got out of. And of course, I used to live there on my own, do all the cooking, cleaning, everything on my own, which was like, a big shift in dynamic for me
yeah.
personally. And also this perspectives of everyone there. Like, I just have this feeling like in South Bombay, um, like, most people know most people over here, and the visions, perspectives, opinions, values are all more or less on a similar line of people over here. But you go there and it's like a full culture shift. No one knows who you are. You don't know who anyone is. People like have a fully different perspective on most of the things you used to think were black and white, earlier before. So like that was a whole game changer for me, and I definitely came back as an independent. I would say, from a kid.
True, true. Like you said, the whole, I mean, there are so many comedians who crack so many jokes about South Bombay kids and South Bombay people, etc. Like, they're from, but I completely understand that now. Having lived in Bombay for a few years, I sort of get those references. Now,
Yeah,
anybody who's seen your sort of social media will see you're heavily into bodybuilding. Is that something which you've got from your dad? Because he is like
yeah.
heavily into bodybuilding.
Yeah. He's a fitness expert, I would say.
Yeah.
And yes, I have been motivated a lot by him. We have like a big gym at home also. So a lot of times in the evening we work out together, me, my father, my brother, even my mother. So yes, the family as a whole, and especially my dad, is heavily into fitness. So I wouldn't say bodybuilding, just specifically
Hmm.
I would call it fitness as a whole. Along with weight training, I'm also like a big fan of running, football, badminton, paddleball. Recently, I swim a lot also. So, like since a kid, I've just been like very fond of what sports, what it does to your body, not just what it does to your body, but also what it does to your mind. So even when I'm had like a very hard long day at work and I hit the gym and I go for a run, I'm like basically you put your phone to charge. It's like that. It's like a recharge for me. So just generally, and of course, yes, the aesthetic of it also. I like being fit. I like looking aesthetically good and fit, and looking good in clothes. Like when your shirts fit you better. Obviously, there's a feel good factor to it. So yes, I have been inspired a huge way by my father in it, and I'm definitely gonna continue my life.
Okay, okay. It was nice chatting with you, Nirvan, and obviously all the best for the future. Like you have
Thank you.
envisioned, may your education brand become the Starbucks for education. And yeah, take
Yeah.
care.
All right. Thanks a lot, Kabir. Thanks for your time.